Hello, JPA here, welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video I'm going to be discussing Rangers versus Motherwell from Sunday. I'll just get straight into this video, guys. So the game finished Rangers 2, Motherwell 1. Wasn't exactly the cricket score that many of us were predicting. It was a very tight game. Motherwell actually, to their credit, played well. Thought it was very frustrating to watch. I think Motherwell, particularly in the last 20 minutes, kind of just camped in their own box, and it was pretty much 11 men behind the ball. But I think particularly in the first half they did actually play pretty good football, and they did kind of use their tactics against us, and it worked for most of the game, to be honest. They closed down very, very high up the pitch. They pressed us high, very similar to what Hearts did to us at Tynecastle, and kind of squeezed the game into the middle, made it very congested in that middle of the park, and they broke forward very well. Devante Cole, who we'll talk about for the goal, played pretty well, to be honest, and their game plan was working for a while, but as I say, it was frustrating for a Rangers fan to watch, because we want to kind of watch expansive football. And we eventually got there in the end. I'll talk about the goals and stuff in a minute, and I'll just get straight into the actual game itself. So the first half, I thought Rangers were really poor. We just didn't get into a rhythm, and as I say, Motherwell they deserved to be in front when they took the lead on 20 minutes. A shot from them just outside the box, which was actually a really poor shot, hit Hillander's heel, and it felt like Devante Cole, who turned very, very quickly in the box and put the shot past McGregor. McGregor probably could have had it. To be fair to him though, it came pretty quickly, and I didn't think he expected him to turn Hillander as quickly as he did. No blame attached to Hillander at all, to be honest. I thought he was pretty solid throughout the game. It was just that little bit lapse in concentration for that goal. And to be honest, 20 minutes in, they deserved their lead. They were the better team at that point. And it probably took that goal for Rangers to kind of come out a little bit. Same as what they did against Hearts, same as what they did against Porto. Once they conceded the goal, it seemed to kind of spur Rangers on a little bit. We had a couple of penalty claims for a couple of handballs, which weren't given. We then had a penalty claim for Tav being taken out in the box. Now, I think it was a penalty. A lot of people saying it wasn't a penalty. It was a bit soft. Even Michael Stewart on Sports Scene said it was a penalty, which is really surprising. But I think it was enough contact for Tav to go down. I think if that was outside the box, it would definitely be a free kick. So I definitely think it was a penalty. Up stepped Tav, who, as we all know, is suffering a little bit. He's no on form. He's getting a lot of pelters for the crowd and Rangers fans on social media and stuff, and he stepped up to the penalty and he hit the post. Real disappointing. I think, in my opinion, he should be taken off penalties, and I said that the last time he missed a penalty. Fair to play to him, he stands up and doesn't hide, and he wants to take penalties. I can understand that, but I think it's time for him to kind of move away from penalties and give them to the striker on the pitch, whether that be Morelos or Defoe. I think it's absolutely nailed on that Defoe would have scored that penalty. No guarantees, of course, but in the form that Defoe's in, I think he definitely would have scored the penalty. Right on half time, we got our goal. Just before it, Brandon Barker went off injured, holding his shoulder. It looks like a possible broken bone in there. Might be out for a couple of weeks. Ryan Kent came on, and right away he looked very direct. Our goal actually came from an unlikely source in terms of how the build-up was. It was a long kick out from Al McGregor, and it fell to Jermaine Defoe in the box, and it eventually made its way back out to Stephen Davis. Stephen Davis hit a shot from outside the box, and the keeper saved it, and Jermaine Defoe was quickest to react. It was lightning reactions. It was almost one of the ones where you're offside and you just hit the ball and it goes in. But he was obviously onside, and the goal counted. Great finish for Defoe, brilliant instincts, and to go on 1-1 at half time was really pleasing considering the way we played in the first half, if I'm honest. Came into the second half and Rangers picked up a little bit, started playing a little bit better, passing was a little bit sharper, a little bit crisper, and we looked to go forward a little bit more promising. I think that was the addition of Ryan Kent as well, kind of pushing us forward. Stephen Davis did pretty much the job with three midfielders. I don't think Aribo or Arfield had a good game. So Davis pretty much did the three jobs in one, really, and I think we'll talk about it later, but I think he was probably man of the match. I think as the game wore on, as I say, Motherwell in the first half were really good and they were closing down and they were getting in our faces and they were going forward a lot. As the game wore on, it looked more and more likely that they were going to get a point out of it, and they just kind of retreated back into their low block, which made it very, very difficult for Rangers to break through. And there was a lot of kind of sideways passing, as usual, to try and break through it. Tav had an effort where he was through and he kind of snatched at the volley with his left foot, and it was actually a decent effort. Well saved, the keeper just went wide. But apart from that, we didn't really create a lot of chances and actual goal scoring opportunities, and it took until 10 minutes from time. Tav forced the corner, won a corner, and he took the corner and he managed to get it across. Real good cross for Hollander, who I felt was actually fouled in the build up to that. And I think I'd be screaming for a penalty if the ball didn't hit the net. But Hollander wanted it more and he got the head on target. Really pleasing to get that late goal. And to be honest, it felt very similar to when Connor Goldson scored against Kilmarnock in the opening day. A little bit of relief more than actual joy at that point, to be honest. Delighted to get the 3 points. Celtic had beaten Aberdeen earlier in the day, and it was very, very important for us to get those 3 points and stay within touching distance of them. Obviously, we didn't want to fall any further behind, and if you're going to drop points, you want it to be away from home. You want to kind of make Ibrox a fortress. Win all our home games. It's inevitable that this season we're going to drop points away from home at some stage. We've already done it at Tynecastle. So we want to try and win as many home games as we possibly can. Obviously take away that Celtic game, which is kind of just null and void now. Just kind of forget about that. But yeah, it was very, very pleasing to win the game and get the 3 points. It wasn't a great display by any means. It wasn't enjoyable to watch. It was more kind of like hiding behind the couch rather than on the edge of your seats kind of stuff. But we got there in the end. We got the 3 points. Delighted. We're going to just move on from this. Obviously, it's night and day between the performance on Thursday night compared to now, and we've got to just push on and keep winning these games. As I said earlier, man of the match for me was Stephen Davis. I felt he was just phenomenal, doing everything that he does well. There was one incident, I actually forgot to mention this, good chance. Morelos had come on and he played this brilliant kind of reverse pass from the midfield right in the centre circle. Found Morelos, and Morelos unluckily was stretching for it, didn't quite get enough on the shot, but the pass for me was absolutely sublime. Not quite Scott Allen stuff, but it was good. Great pass, and I thought throughout the match Davis was really, really good in what he was doing. I think towards the end he kind of tired a little bit, which is understandable considering the amount of work he put in this first maybe 70 minutes or so. Notable mention was Barisic. I thought he had another terrific game at left back. Tav, despite missing a penalty, I thought did okay, and as I say, never ever hides from it. Defoe does exactly what he does. He just gets chances and scores goals. It's exactly what you expect from him. Who else was there? Hollander, I thought, played really well at the back. Goldson actually had a reasonably good game as well. Fairly comfortable. I thought the back four were fairly comfortable. Even with Motherwell's threat of the two strikers up front, I thought they dealt with them pretty fairly, apart from that, obviously that one mistake for the goal. Down below what your opinion is of man of the match and how you thought the game went. Obviously, it's not an easy game to talk about. Probably more negatives in terms of performance than positives, but the only positive I can take from it is 3 points, which keeps us in the hunt for the league. I'm going to wrap this video up now, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As I always say, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, keep helping the channel out, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.